Hi, this is Jill from Humu Yoga, and this is the gentle yoga practice. This week we're working with the theme of starting. And so I'm going to take us through a quiet centering where I will then take us through some inspirational quotes on starting. And then I'll weave this into a gentle yoga practice today where we're going to focus on the side body, lengthening and strengthening the side body, which is so important for our posture in our everyday lives. So if this is something that you like, please subscribe, because I do a different gentle yoga class every week with a different theme and a different focus. So to get started, we're going to take our hands down to the side, and for a moment just notice how you're sitting and be in a position where you feel like you can sit upright. So maybe it's here, or maybe your legs are out here, or maybe you're sitting up on a blanket or a bolster. So find that, and then close the eyes and begin to notice those muscles you're sitting on, the pelvic floor. Engage it enough for support, and we call that mula bandha, or root lock. And then above that, below the belly button, pull the belly in and feel that lift, that sense of lift. It's called Uddiyana bandha, and that means flying upward. And then at the top of the spine, just draw the chin down, and that's Jalandhara bandha, or chin lock. And just stay there for a moment and notice now you're supported from the inside. So you can release your hands and just begin to focus on the breath. So as you inhale, visualize how that rib cage can very naturally expand. And then as you exhale, the rib cage relaxes. Inhale, feel the rib cage expand fully. And exhale, feel the rib cage relax fully. And one more, inhale and exhale. Let's take the hands together in prayer position by the heart and vibrate together in Om, and then I'll go through the quotes. Inhale. Om. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. The beginning is the most important part of the work. Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. Every moment is a fresh beginning. Beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. Starting. You know, I always say starting is the hardest part. So I do little tricks, especially in my daily practice. I set up my yoga mat and make sure that I have a space that feels really good to me, even if it's a small space, just something that will make you feel good about your practice. I find that really helpful. So let's go ahead and get started in moving. So just take a moment and notice again. Sit back up again. And can you keep the bandhas engaged and keep that sense of lift as we reach the arms up? Now, as you reach the arms up, you notice you go from the hands down, right? The shoulders are rolling a little forward. Now, as you turn the palms up, the shoulders open, or they externally rotate, and then you reach up. And then from here, let the shoulders elevate, but keep that sense of rolling out. And just notice that lift you get. And then exhale, take the hands back down, the shoulders will roll in, and the shoulders will drop. And then inhale, start to rise up, the palms flip, the shoulders open, reach, and now you're feeling side body here. All the way up, this Urdhva Hastasana. It's upward facing hands or arms, and exhale, hands down. And then one more time, inhale, reaching way up. And from here, let's take it into a side bend. So inhale, exhale, let's bend to the right. And then inhale, rise up. Do it again. Inhale again, exhale, this time to the left. Feel how the left obliques, the left side body is working and the right side is stretching. Inhale, lift up, exhale to the right. Let's take the right hand down and keep reaching through this left pinky finger to the left hip. You feel that stretch. Now you're going to bend this right elbow and get a little bit more into the obliques on this right side as you pull. And you're stretching the left side and engaging the right side. Let's now turn the head down for a moment, and now you're stretching the neck a little bit. Maybe you want to drop the chin a little bit and then come back, and then maybe you change your gaze. and then inhale, rise up. We'll go to the other side. So inhale, reach up, let the shoulders elevate, and they roll away from your ears. So thinking about the shoulder blades in the back, rolling away from your ears, take it into a side bend. Take the left hand, pull from the left oblique, so you feel that left shoulder drop. So the left side is working, and now the right side is stretching from your pinky finger all the way down to your hip. Breathe, inhale. Now let's go ahead and change the gaze. Maybe you want to drop the chin, and then come back, looking straight ahead, and then maybe up. Breathe, and then reach up. And then from here, let's go ahead. We're going to make our way to all fours. So just coming over to all fours. And from here, let's just do some gentle cat-cow exercises to warm up the spine. So on an exhalation, you pull the belly in, so that's supporting the spine so it can stretch. And then as you come forward, you inhale. Now I'm engaging the spine so the front body can stretch. The chest, the belly. And then exhale, rounding the spine, and it's stretching. And then inhale, come forward, arching the back so the front body can open. And then come to neutral. We're gonna take this back to child's pose now. So we're gonna open the knees for this variation and reach the arms forward. Now I want you to feel the side body here. So I'm talking about from the pinky finger all the way down through the lats to the hips. And just notice that. Inhale, breathe. Take a big breath into the whole rib cage. Exhale, see if you can go a little deeper. One more breath, inhale. And exhale. Now we're gonna take a little journey over to the left. But I want you to feel this line, this side body from your right pinky finger to your right hip. Breathe, it feels like traction. It feels really good, like you're hanging almost. Inhale, the shoulders elevated, externally rotated. Breathe into that right side. Again, inhale and exhale. Now let's slowly make our way over to the right side, but we're stretching the left side. So you feel the pinky finger on the left side all the way down to the left hip. Like traction, like you're hanging. You're kind of pulling. Breathe, inhale and exhale. Moving with your breath. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale, rising back up. Let's do one more to the center. Reaching. You can let the shoulders elevate, externally rotate, and breathe. I'm feeling nice opening in the front of the shoulder. It feels really good. And then I'm going to use the blocks here. I always practice with a set of yoga blocks and a little towel, but you could use a longer towel or a yoga belt, or you don't have to use any props. It's just nice. It gives me a little height. I like that. So we're going to come into downward facing dog here. Just lifting the knees up, taking the body back. And I want you to focus on what is the side body here. Can you feel all the way up and all the way down? So maybe if you're tight here, you're going to need to bend the knees to push your chest closer to get that longer line in the upper arms. And if your heels are up, that's no problem. Maybe you want to bend and straighten a few times. You can play around with how far back your feet are. You don't want to be too close. You don't want to be too far. So you want to feel that out. And just breathe. And then slowly, let's make our way up to the front. You can bend your knees. You could even have your feet quite wide if you needed to. And now let's just let the body hang. You can grab your elbows. You could bend the knees a little if you needed to. That's up to you. Just release the neck. Let's release the hands. Let's curl up. So pull the belly in for support on that spine, and you're stacking, keeping the head heavy. Stack your spine. You get all the way to the top, and then roll the shoulders back and let the head arrive. And we'll just step everything together into a pause. Samasatihi, we're standing still and straight. So you could have your feet hip width here. And now we're gonna make our way over to a wall to do a couple standing postures. We're going to do Warrior 2 and Utthita Parsva Konasana, which is extended side angle, which is a great pose for that side body. So you're going to step your feet apart, and then let's turn, and I've got the wall in back of me. I have stall bars, but the wall is just as good. Turn the left foot in and your right foot out. Now feel very expansive across your chest as you bend the front knee. Got to move this little towel over. There we go. And bend. And really open across your chest, feeling that. You could lean back, or maybe you don't need to, but the wall is there. You know it's there. And then from here, we're making our way into Utthita Konasana. So we'll start to come into the pose. We'll come down here. You could take your forearm here, or your hand could be here. Now start by reaching this left arm up. And notice how you get a nice opening there. Now what happens when you reach this arm over? Can you elevate the shoulder and roll it away from your ear? Maybe, but try this. Reach up, it's just a different entrance. Open the shoulder. Let's drop the hand down. You can kind of look down. Now feel how the shoulder very naturally elevates and externally rotates as you reach. It's just another way to enter the pose. And breathe, inhale. Maybe your gaze is up, maybe it's straight ahead, but I'm feeling this long line all the way down, that side body. And then to come out, we'll just reverse that. Reach and come up. It's just a variation. And turning the feet. So the right hip turns in, the left hip turns out, and really open across your chest. Breathe, pulling the belly in. Warrior two. Very expansive across the chest. Breathe. And now we'll come into Utthita Parsva. So first, try it with the arm up and reach. And notice this feels good, and find external rotation and elevation, but we'll try the other way now. We'll circle down, and notice how the shoulder blade just kind of finds its way as you reach. And breathe. Inhale and exhale. You could look straight ahead or up, and then to come out, we'll just drop the arm. It's almost like it brings you up. It just feels kind of nice. And then we'll come back to the front. Samasatihi. Now let's work on Urdhva, Hastasana, which is upward facing arms. So we'll inhale, reach the arms up. Notice, is your butt back or are you tucked under? Can you align your pubic bone and belly button? And now I want you to feel with the arms. You're reaching up, so they're elevated, but they're rolling, your shoulders are rolling away from your ears. Here's Urdhva Hastasana, so much length. And then from here, your feet could be hip width. We're gonna fold halfway. Try to keep your back really lengthened. Nice, if you needed to bend your knees a little, that's fine. And then we're gonna exhale, take the hands down, and we'll come into Uttanasana. So just from wherever you are now, just drop down. Some of you might be able to take your chin in. That's okay. It's okay if you're out here. Just relax your head though. Doesn't really matter where you are. Shoulders away from your ears. As long as you're deepening the hip crease. Inhale now, look up and lengthen. And let's go ahead and take it back to down dog. And breathe here. Just breathe. Notice, hopefully that felt really good in your body. And then we're gonna come down to the knees. And let's come into puppy pose. So I'm just going to take the blocks to the side. Keeping your hips above your knees, just reach your arms forward. Really reach. And try to just melt. And you're opening the front of the shoulders. You're working the back a bit. Side body is lengthening. And inhale now, start to rise up. And we'll come to seated. So we'll just come to our side, taking the legs out in front. And sitting up nice and tall in Dandasana. So when you sit in Dandasana, your back is curled back, you could sit up on a blanket or a bolster or even a block, or you could bend your knees slightly if you needed to get that back engaged. And then from here, we're gonna come to Paschimottanasana. So you could use even a towel that's longer if you needed to, or yoga belt, but you wanna sit up, extend from the low back, and then fold, right? And then you want to use that side body. So you want your arms straight if you can. So maybe you can interlace your hands to get that, some of you. And release. And breathe. Some people even grab a wrist to get that length. And drop the head. Breathe. And then inhale, lengthen. And rise up. And now we're going to bend the right knee and try and the pelvis will curl back a little. That's okay. We're gonna pull that knee kind of into the armpit. Just feel that for a moment, right? It's flexing at the hip, it's pulling back, just opening up the hips a little. And then try to sit up and bring the leg across like a cradle, like this is your baby, and you're feeling your outer right hip. And you're saying, it's okay. We're opening you up. We started. And then you're gonna take this into Janu Sirsasana. So we'll take the foot to the inner left thigh, sit up. Let's take a twist to the right. And as you do that, you're turning the left ribs to the right. You really feel the length on the QLs on this side, right in here. And then you turn from the obliques, lift up and exhale, turn. And then inhale, come back to the center. Now Janu Sirsasana. So if you used your towel before, you might want to, or yoga belt, you might want to use it again. Lift up, lengthen through your spine. Now you really want to be pulling from your arms, and you try to pull that right side. So for me, I need to grab a wrist to do that, to really pull into that. But for some of you, this is good, right? The towel works well. Breathe. And inhale, lengthen, and release. I love getting the most out of every pose. And when you know where you're going with it, it makes it a lot easier. So bend the left leg, pull the knee back, and you can curl your pelvis back a little. Just feel that, you're pulling the knee back. You might feel the inner thigh, you might feel the hip. And then let's go ahead and bring it across. And this time you're gonna try and sit up. This is your baby, you're cradling your baby, you're being nice to your hips, you're opening them up. And then we'll go ahead and put this foot down. Sitting up tall, inhale, exhale, a twist to the left. So now we're stretching the QLs on that right side. We're turning from the obliques. Inhale, lift up, exhale, turn. Keeping this right leg active the whole time. Inhale and exhale. And you don't force, you just go with your breath. Inhale, come back to the center. We're gonna soften this knee a little if you need to get your prop there, and then lengthen. And for some people it's here, but you really wanna be pulling. So if you're using this, you're pulling, or some of you might need to grab a wrist to do that. Breathe, inhale. And every exhale, you go a little deeper. Just drop the chin. And finally, inhale, lengthen, and release. And we'll come back into Dandasana. And then from here, we're gonna make our way down to the floor. So just sit up really tall. You could even bend your knees a little, sit up. And we'll start to curl back. So curl your spine back, start to straighten your legs, curling, pull the belly way in, curling all the way down. And then from here, let's go ahead and bend the knees, and we'll do an articulating bridge. It should feel really nice. Take a breath in, exhale, curl. Feel the muscles in the back of the legs, under the butt, the hamstrings, lift way up. You wanna stretch the front body as you work the back body. Reach your arms. Now feel this line of energy all the way down. There's your side body. And then exhale, start to curl and come down. Try to keep your shoulders on the floor as best you can. Curl all the way down, all the way down. And then once you're all the way down, just stay there, and let's take the feet together and the knees apart. And just, you can close your eyes here. Make sure your ribs aren't popping out. You want to pull the ribs down. You don't want to be tucking under. You want, as best you can, to stay neutral in your spine as you try to open the knees and breathe. And then inhale here. We're going to let everything come together. And then let's come into a nice twist. So let's lift the hips up, and let's shift them to the left. And then let the arms go out to the side. Let the knees come up. And take the knees over to the right. And from here, let's roll that left shoulder open and move with your breath here. Inhale, exhale, the right ribs take you to the left. Maybe your head goes along. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, let everything come up. And now we're gonna lift up, shift the hips to the right, let the knees come up. Inhale, exhale, take them over to the left. Inhale here, turning the left ribs to the right shoulder rolls open. Maybe you want to take your gaze in the direction of your right hand, but maybe not. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale, let everything come back. You can bend the knees, maybe grab the feet or maybe the back of the legs, rock around a little bit, just open up. Hips back. And then make your way into Savasana and just let go of the body and just feel so good that you started and you did this practice and you can take this with you. So just stay here as long as you like in this light. And you can pause the video and stay, but I'm gonna go ahead and take us out. So just become aware of your breath. And slowly you can start to move fingers and toes. And then without changing the energy, bend the knees and find your way over to your right side in a fetal position. And pause. And then slowly coming on up to seated. And I always like to end class the same way that we started, but notice the difference of how just by getting started, you came to this place of openness and release and even strength. And let that resonate in everything you do. Namaste.